Hello, everybody. My name is Matt. Oh, I need to turn down that volume. Don't I? Whoopsie. My name is Matt, and welcome back to Bulbur Gaming. Very excited to have you back, and very excited to be playing through this. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, then you saw this was a 100 gigabyte install / download. So it took me a few days longer than I thought it would to, get this installed because the internet's pretty slow here. But that doesn't matter. We're here now. The Master Chief Collection contains 1 through 4, I'm pretty sure. And I have 5. I don't have it downloaded. I should probably start that now. But I am going to play through all these games. Just a little note real quick. I have no intention of making this like a completionist run, alright, of the game. So I'm not going to spend time digging around for skulls. What's going on here? You okay, Master Chief Collection? Okay, good. We finally made it through. That took a long time. I was really kind of scared that something was going to shit out. It wasn't going to work. So like I was saying, this is not going to be like a completionist run. This is going to be very, it's just going to focus on the story. So I'm not going to be like achievement hunting or checking every nook and cranny for an Easter egg or getting all the skulls. This is just to play through, have a good time. So I am now kind of confused. Last time, it's been a long time since I played this game. I don't remember, because I know Halo 3 ODST was supposed to be a DLC, and I never bought it because it wasn't remastered, and I also don't remember Halo Reach being on there. Let me see if, because I would like to play these in order. I was only expecting to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let me think about this for a second. Hold on. Alright, never mind. I have been lied to. I do have to install Halo Reach and Halo 3 ODST, so we are going to stick with the original plan and start with Halo Combat Evolved and make our way through... Oh, I forgot. I've played these before. We're going to quick start, and we're going to stay on normal. Lose current mission... Hold on. There we go. Alright, so we're going to progress as I normally was, thinking, like Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4, because... those I think are like the main game titles. Of course, Halo Reach and Halo 3 ODST were a main game title, and they are important to the story, but I don't really feel like spending money and a lot of time to download them, especially with a new Halo game coming out and with other games that I would like to play on this channel coming out. So we are going to stick to the main 5 games for now, and leading up to... oh my god, what's the next Halo game called? I just thought of it. God damn it. I'm drawing a blank here. But, okay, so this... I don't want to touch anything. We'll just watch the animation. I didn't turn subtitles on. I hope they're on by default. This is right after the events of Reach, and if you don't know what that is, I will briefly explain it in a second.
Cortana, all I need to know is, did we lose them?
I think we both know the answer to that.
We made a blind jump. How did they...
Get here first? The Covenant ships have always been faster. As for tracking us all the way from Reach, at light speed my maneuvering options were limited.
We were running dark, yes?
Until we decelerated, no one could have missed the hole we tore in subspace. They were waiting for us on the far side of the planet.
So, where do we stand?
Our fighters are mopping up the last of their recon picket now, nothing serious. But I've isolated approach signatures for multiple CCS-class battle groups. Make it 3 capital ships per group. And in about 90 seconds, they'll be all over us.
Well, that's it then. Bring the ship back up to Combat Alert Alpha. I want everyone at their stations.
Everyone, sir?
Everyone.
You see that guy's screen over there flashing red? That's a message, that guy back there.
Let's give our old friends a warm welcome.
I've already begun.
This is also interesting because the book that goes along with this game, Halo the Flood, written by I think Eric Nyland, pairs so well with this game. Like, it talks about what you experience with the Chief, but also things that are going on behind the scenes and other people's story. And if I can remember correctly, I'll try to talk about like where we are in the game. I'll talk about the parallel in the book and what else is going on, as much as I can remember. It's been a long time since I've read. Oh, Johnson. You're so ugly in this game. They did him really good in Halo 2 Combat Evolved. Not so much in this game, but that's okay.
Our job to finish what the Fly Boys started. We are leaving this ship platoon and engaging the Covenant on solid ground. When we meet the enemy, we will rip their skulls from their spines and toss them away laughing. Am I right, Marines?
Sir, yes, sir!
Mm-hmm. Damn right I am. Now move it out. Double time.
Attention all personnel. We are re-engaging the
Oh my God.
and internal contact imminent.
All you greenhorns who wanted to see Covenant up close, this is gonna be your lucky day.
God, this is so weird. Like, I mean, I've played through this before.
Sure. Right. Let's thaw him out.
Okay. Bringing low-level systems online. Cracking the case in 30 seconds.
Keep those two guys in mind. Those two guys that are up there in that little control area. Keep them in mind, because that's where the
He's
first.
hot. Blowing the pins in 5.
That was definitely not 30 seconds. Damn it.
Shows green. Cycle complete.
All right. Pause it real quick. You can skip past this if you already know what's up. If you don't, I'm going to give a very brief, unjust rundown of the story, because there's so much leading up to this and it's such a fascinating lore. But I don't have hours to talk about it. So basically, I'm playing as a Spartan super soldier. What just happened when Cortana was talking about, we jumped. Which just sucks, because Halo Reach, I don't know if I said it or not, but led directly into Halo Combat Evolved. What they were running from, Reach, was an important planet to the UNSC. I don't remember its exact role, but I think it was mainly a military planet for training, but don't quote me on that. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I've been away from Halo for a while. I'm sorry, okay? What do you want me to say? But Cortana was as far as I can remember, again, I'm sorry if I get some of this wrong, but was like a very important piece of AI, and she was modeled directly after Dr. Catherine Halsey's, I don't want to say like modeled after her brain, but she is made from her, if that makes sense. She's not just a computer with like, all right, we're going to program this characteristic and that. Like, it was very closely designed based off of Dr. Catherine Halsey, and Dr. Catherine Halsey is the precursor, is like the mastermind behind the whole Spartan program, at least Spartan 2. I don't know if she was involved in Spartan 1s or not, but she was involved in Spartan 2s. And briefly, long story short, Spartan 2, which is what Master Chief is, John, all the Spartan 2s were basically kidnapped from a very young age and trained through their whole life. Like, Master Chief was abducted when he was 6 by the UNSC, the military force, and trained his whole life to become a soldier. And then in their teenage years, the Spartans were augmented with whatever the serum is, or however they were augmented. They gave themselves like better regenerative abilities, stronger bones, stronger muscles, all this stuff. And on top of that, they were given power armor. I'm not sure the the generations of power armor, but I'm wearing, I think, Mark IV right now. But they needed all of these biological enhancements to keep up with the armor, because in the book, it's talked about like your standard soldier, like some sergeant, was testing the power armor, and he went to he moved his arm, just like you do. Sorry, I had to take my slippers off. It's really hot in here. He went to move his arm, and it moved super fast, and it shattered all of his bones in his arm. So they needed this enhancement, these biological enhancements and cybernetic enhancements to help them move with the armor. Sorry, I'm going into a little more detail than I wanted, but basically where this story is picking up is right after, because like I was saying, Cortana is a very unique and important AI right now. And Cortana was on Reach, and Noble Team got Cortana to the Pillar of Autumn, and that's the ship that we're on now. And that ship also had Master Chief in cryosleep. So Master Chief and Cortana were on the ship, and they bolted. So, or at least I'm pretty sure that's the story. I have a few things going back and forth in my mind right now. But like I said, this is right after they jumped away from Reach, and I believe it said it took them like a few weeks of slip space. They just made a blind jump. As far as I know, they just made a blind jump and were like, pick a direction, let's go. Because we need to get the hell out of here, because Reach was under this massive attack from the Covenant. And so like I said, believe it took them a few weeks. Now the Covenant has a lot better technology than the UNSC at this point in time. So what took the Pillar of Autumn like weeks to travel, the Covenant ships could make that in like a fraction of the time, like days instead of weeks. Also right now, I can't remember how the story goes. They either moved to intercept the Pillar of Autumn and were waiting for it when it got there, or the Covenant fleet that's here at the ring was already there because of the ring. I don't think that's the case though. Sorry, I know this is like really choppy and I hate it, but yeah, so that's the general gist of the story. I spent way too much time talking about this. I apologize. But all right, here we go. Now we are just being woken up from cryosleep.
Sorry for the quick thaw, Master Chief. Things are a little hectic right now.
No problem, man.
Disorientation should pass quickly.
Welcome back, sir. We'll have you battle-ready stat.
Oh, the sensitivity is so low.
Look around the room. I need
yes, sir.
calibration reading for your battlesuit's diagnostics. Good. Thank you, sir.
I'm bringing the health monitors online, sir.
You can switch back and forth between the old and the new graphics. Look how this looked.
No freezer burn.
All right, hold on for 1 second. I have got to up this sensitivity. I'm going to go crazy.
Okay, sir. Go ahead and climb out of the cryo tube.
That is a little bit better. Man, I've got a story to tell. My poor stepsister.
I gave you a double dose of the wake-up stim. Take a quick walk around the cryo bay and join me at the optical diagnostic station when you're ready.
Will do, my boy, will do. Oof, man, this is such like a step back in time. I'm pretty sure there was a skull over here. I may have gotten them all, because like I forgot that I actually like downloaded and played a lot of this a while ago. Oh, there it is. See, there's a skull. You can pick it up. All right, well, you can't use it.
Stand on the red square, please.
Yes, sir.
I know the ordnance techs usually take care of your targeting sensors, but we're short of time, Chief.
Yeah, I know.
Just look at each of the flashing panels to target them. When you lock on,
Boop,
it'll
boop,
change
boop,
color.
boop.
Okay.
Yeah,
that
ma'am.
looks good.
Sir, I'm getting some calibration errors. I'm going to invert your looking
boy.
pitch so you can see if you like it better.
God, this game came out in like
Try targeting with flashing
2001.
lights again. Is that better, or should I switch it back?
You should definitely switch it back.
Okay. Try looking up and down again, please. Do you want me to leave it like that or switch it again?
Leave it like
Okay,
that.
I'll leave the pitch normal. But if you want, you can change it yourself later. I'm ready for the energy shield test now.
You can edit your
Please
pitch.
follow me to the
Okay.
energy shield test station.
No problem, friend.
Fire teams, report to defense.
I need to switch this setting back a little bit. Okay. I was getting a little bit of drift there. So, since we're kind of just going through a tutorial real quick, I'll say, in the original game, and I mean, it might do it in this game too, for like Halo 2 and 3 and all those other games, for the cutscenes, and actually, as I recall, for the rest of this game, if you're playing multiplayer, like you're playing co-op with a friend, it just shows one Master Chief, no problem. Like, yeah, because having two there wouldn't make any sense. So, for the story, it just is like, there's only one Master Chief in all of the cutscenes except this one. This game when it started, if I remember correctly, if you were playing with a friend, had another pod there, and when you went to exit the pod, it showed both of you getting out in the cutscene. Now, I can't remember. I didn't play this game like when it first came out. Instead, I was
Okay, bring his energy shields online, please.
I was a little bit older, and I was playing it with my stepsister, who was like a teenager at the time. And
All right. Shields read as fully charged.
she
Okay,
was
sir.
basically
Bring him
like,
adjust the automatic recharge.
don't touch anything, because I was like just a kid, right? Like this was back, if you played video games when you were younger, or maybe if like you've had an experience like this when you're watching a movie or something, but stuff just doesn't make sense. Like, I'd be playing a video game and I'd just be doing stuff, and then halfway through
Chief to the bridge immediately.
Captain, we'll have to skip the weapons
sir.
diagnostics
On
and
the double, crewman.
Aye, sir. The skipper seems jumpy.
So this is
We'll find you weapons later.
diverting from what we were just talking about. Those guys up there, that's how the book started, with one of those two.
Intruders in Cryo 2, please!
Sam! Come on, we've got to get the
Yeah.
hell out of here.
So, like I said, the book, Halo the Flood, started with the perspective of one of those guys. And we are sadly, you know, poor guy. That's a rip. But what I was saying was that, so two of us got out of the pod there, right? And then later in this mission, when we get Cortana, we're going to, well, I'll explain when we get there. So I'm not getting ahead of myself. Right now, I'm pretty much just running through the game. Left stick to crouch. What? Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, excuse me. The control scheme. Whoa. Chill, my boy. It's just so, like, outdated. So, like, I crouch, right? And I have to move really slow. First of all, crouch is on the left stick. Yeah, we do. Okay, there's our flashlight. First, crouch is on the left stick. I didn't edit that. And then I have to move slowly forward. Because if I move too fast, I just stand up. And while I'm walking... Hello, my friend. God. Goodbye. As, like, I'm walking, I can't crouch. Like, I'm trying to crouch while I'm walking. Not happening. So, I remember this guy, too. Yeah, because he leads us around. So just keep in mind from what I was talking about earlier. I know this might be disjointed. I've got like so many things going on in my head right now. But just remember that when my sister and I were playing together, hey, Grunt, that's like our first look at the Grunts, and we've seen the Elites. AKA the Ungoi are Grunts, and Sanghili are the Elites. That's their like race name, the race of their species. So keep in mind that there were two people when the game started, like in that first cutscene. And see, this is that message, but it leads into some lore. And as much as I would love to get into it, I don't think I will. At least not this time. Now, if you want me to get into it, leave a message down in the comments below. I will gladly do like an in-depth Halo video.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Cortana did her best, but we never really had a chance.
A dozen Covenant superior battleships against a single Halcyon-class cruiser. With those odds, I'm content with 3, make that 4 kills. Sleep well?
No thanks to your driving, yes.
So you did miss me.
Report.
God,
It
my
must have been
controller.
one of their boarding parties. I'd guess an antimatter charge.
Ma'am, fire control for the main cannon is offline.
Captain, the cannon was my last offensive option.
All right, then. I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the Autumn. That means you too, Cortana.
While you do what? Go down with the ship?
In a manner of speaking. The object we found, I'm gonna try and land the Autumn on it.
With all due respect, sir, this war has enough dead heroes.
I appreciate your concern, Cortana, but it's not up to me. The protocol is clear. Destruction or capture of a shipboard AI is absolutely unacceptable, and that means you're leaving ship. Lock in a selection of emergency landing zones, upload them to my neural lace, and then sort yourself for a heart transfer.
Aye, aye, sir.
Which is where you come in, Chief. Get Cortana off this ship. Keep her safe from the enemy. If they capture her, they'll learn everything. Force deployment, weapons research, Earth.
I understand.
The Autumn will continue evasive maneuvers until you initiate a landing sequence. Not that you'll listen, but I'd suggest letting my subroutines handle the final approach.
Excellent work, Cortana. Thank you. Are you ready?
Yank me.
Good luck, Master Chief.
Thanks.
Your architecture isn't much different from the Autumn's.
Don't get any funny ideas.
I don't keep it loaded, son. You'll have to find ammo as you go.
Ah, yes, the subject of a lot of memes. It's like, why the fuck do you have this pistol if you don't keep it loaded? Alright, so basically to sum up what I was saying before about how...
Master Chief, there's nothing you can do here.
Alright, dang. To sum up what I was saying, basically, remember how two people get out of the pods, right? Or I was talking about how two Master Chiefs would get out of the pods if you were playing co-op with your friend. Well, I was playing co-op with my stepsister. And then we got to this cutscene, and she was like, don't touch anything on the remote. And with the different ways, and again with my child mind,
we need to get going, Chief.
Oh my
we
God,
need to get off the ship
Cortana,
before
listen.
it's completely overrun by Covenant.
I appreciate your concern. Just give me a second. She was like, don't touch anything, right? And the way the camera was moving made it seem like there were still two Master Chiefs. So I was like, we were like 7 seconds into the cutscene, and I was like, I wonder if I can jump. So I hit A and skipped that whole cutscene. And you have to remember, like, this was, I don't think there was any type of Halo lore before this game. It's not like this game was based off of a book or a movie. It is loosely, I think, inspired by a book called like Ringworld or something, but it's very like, it doesn't, as far as I know, take anything from the plot. It's just like the concept of these ringed planets. But that's a different conversation. So, to us, like, I just skipped that cutscene where we got Cortana, and that, I mean, like, that's a pretty important cutscene, right? He wasn't just giving me some random instructions. And so this was when there was no information to be had about the Halo universe, so I just skipped. I hit A, I was like, wonder if I can jump, so I skipped the cutscene, and she got pissed. Oh gosh, lots of good shit on this planet. You can look, you can pause it, look around some of that funny stuff if you want. But yeah, so here's where we finally get our first pistol. Poor Covenant. Poor Ungoy, they never stood a chance. Here's where we get the assault rifle, which is just a beast, because this version of the assault rifle, I'm not sure what it is exactly, like the designation, I forgot how to melee. Oh Jesus, I forgot how to melee. I don't know if I can yet, because with these style of games it was like, you can't do anything unless I tell you how to do it. Heavy grenades? No, not yet. And this is like a beefy rifle. You'll be able to see it. This is called the MA5. I'm pretty sure it's the MA5 series of rifles, and there's like an MA5B and all these different configurations which aren't super well showcased throughout the game, at least as far as I know. Yeah, it hasn't told me how to melee yet, so I can't do it. God, that's frustrating. I just want to punch him. It's not super well showcased throughout the games, but yeah, thank you. This configuration holds 60 rounds. In Halo 2, there actually are no MA5 series rifles, which is kind of weird because, to me at least, this is like the rifle of the game. Oh, are we gonna finally learn? Oh, that's right, I forget. We don't learn how to melee until we have to bash through a door a little bit later on in this level. I'm trying to... Oh, okay, it's right bumper. Alright, of course, this game was made for the original Xbox, so were there bumpers on the original Xbox controller? I don't remember if there were, but there was two little buttons. One was black and one was white. Goodbye, boys. God, I can't even remember if there were any bumpers, but the control scheme is, of course, slightly different because, like I said, these aren't the original controls. These are more like and this is like a power up, which I'll get to in a second. But if you can see on the upper right, my shield went red and then green, so I have like 2 additional layers of shield, which don't regenerate, by the way. But I kind of forgot what I was saying at this point. Oh yeah, the control scheme is just so much different. Or it's not so much different, but like I was saying, these are not... You guys okay? These are not the original controls, so some of them are a little off from where they were on the original Xbox. I remember this portion of the game. They're shooting at these guys down here, and we're going to do a little flankaroo. Now, a funny thing about the overshield and like power-ups in general, and I don't know a whole lot about this. I don't want to press the wrong button again. I don't want to be talking out my ass about things, but this game was released in 2001, and you have to consider some of the games that were out around 2001. This was, I don't remember when the original Doom came out, but this game, you can or at least I can definitely feel the arena shooter vibe, where you're going around and you're like picking up power-ups, and like right now we're kind of just battling through hallways, but a little bit later we're gonna see how there are more and more setups that look like arenas instead of like a flowing battlefield. Because back then, as far as, I mean, like I said, I don't want to be talking out of my ass, but back then that was just it. And this game, I don't know if this game came along a little too late to be considered a Doom clone, but Doom, when it was released, oh, that's right, you can't pick up, for some reason, you can't pick up another power-up if you still have this one on. But when Doom was released, it was one of, it may have been the first-person shooter. So for a while, I've read at least, I wasn't alive during this time, but for a while, any game that came out that was a first-person shooter was considered a Doom clone. Like, they called it a Doom clone because Doom is the one that pioneered the first-person shooter. So I don't know if this game came along early enough to be, like, for some people to consider it a Doom clone, or if the genre had already expanded. You should probably get somewhere safe, buddy. Or if the genre had already expanded to, you know, enough people making first-person shooters that it wasn't really considered a clone anymore. But like an area like this is like an arena. And we'll see here in a little bit, some of these closed doors are going to open, and that'll reveal, I think, more power-ups, but it will also reveal, like right here, all these guys, just more enemies just spawning in. I don't know if there are any more power-ups on this level other than the one that I already showed, but not super hard, of course. I'm just playing on normal, but God, on legendary, this room I remember being a massive pain in the ass. There was at one point where I was like, oh, I'm gonna play through every Halo game on legendary. And I got through Reach. Reach was okay. This game, fucking nightmare. I could not get past the second level, and we'll see when we get there. I don't mean to be like assuming, because I know some of you that are watching, if anyone's watching this, let's be honest, have a lot of experience with Halo. And like I said, I just haven't played this in so long. It's like a whole boatload of memories and ideas, and like stuff that I read about, and stuff that I like read about on the wiki, and stuff that I read in a book, and just all this different stuff about, there we go. All this different stuff about the Halo universe is kind of just spilling forward. Alright, here we go. Got a window to look out to space. This is how it used to look, by the way. These are the old graphics. Oh my god, it's strange for multiple reasons, right? Because this game,
Life pods are launching. We should
that's
hurry.
a life pod. This game, it's just so much. It's like a step back in time. I mean, this is almost 20 years since this game was released. Jesus, this controller is so loud. I'm sorry if like you can all hear this. I know, like in editing, I can hear myself clicking the remote. Oh yes, the nav point and the flashlight, which like has almost I am at the right spot. Okay, which has like no function in this game other than in this like these dark corridors. I know I could use the nav point to navigate, but I kind of just enjoy walking around with it.
Outside the access ways.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Motion tracker. Let's find a safe exit.
Oh, and there's my motion tracker. Nice.
Let's find another way through.
I mean, we don't have to, but we can, I guess. But yeah, so I'm sorry if I'm talking about.
Show's all clear. Wait, we need to get through that door, but it's been damaged by an explosion.
It's been damaged by the bonk. All right, thank you. Got it.
The door's control mechanism is offline.
All right, so while she's yapping on about that stuff, at this time, like in the book, on like going parallel, the Captain Keyes is on route. Like I don't remember exactly how it happened, but Captain Keyes is en route to his own escape pod with a group of Marines. Bonk. So he does not. Oh well, shit. He does not go all the way down with the ship. If you were thinking that. I don't know if you were or not. But that will become very important later. Because, you know, he's still alive. So, like I say, again, I'm sorry if the stuff that I'm saying isn't super cohesive. But I've just got so many things going on in my head. Like, this is such a... And these are those two poor guys. Some two elites that were down there looking for me. Yep. Again, the funny thing about this is... Ugh, God, that controller vibrates so loudly. The funny thing about this is that this was a time before the lore, right? Before all that was popular. By the way, in here, a little secret. Currently, like, if we take a step back, I believe it was thought that Master Chief was the only Spartan 2 left alive, which is not the case at all. And here we can see Petty Officer Linda 058, which is she comes around. She's the sniper, I believe, and she comes around in Halo 5. But yeah, she is currently on the ship, if I'm thinking correctly. I don't remember her story, but I know in the second book, which leads up to and includes the second game, I believe. I think it's called Halo First Strike, but it talks about they're on they're on an escape pod. Now, you know what? I'm getting way ahead of myself. I will discuss that when it gets here. Oh, you're supposed to be dead. Again, I'm very sorry if you can hear.
Keep your head down. There's two of us in here now, remember?
Yeah. I know. I'm very sorry if you can hear my controller vibrating the entire time. If that becomes this much of an issue, then I will turn down my sensitivity next time, so hopefully it doesn't pick that up. But yeah, for right now, just know that there are other Spartan 2s alive, and Linda is here, present on this ship. At least I believe it is this ship. Well, yeah, I mean, if she's here, she has to be on the ship. Duh. What am I saying? No, just die. And another interesting fact about this game is that it is, like, super widely known.
I don't know how much more use the Autumn can take.
Yeah, spoiler alert, not much. But, an interesting fact. Hopefully this vibration will calm down. Again, I am so sorry. This controller is actually like new, but I guess they, you know, I guess I got the super deluxe loud one. But anyway, this pistol in Halo 1 specifically is super famous for being way OP, and having like a lot of, it deals a lot of damage. And the reason for that is that people generally didn't want to, or at least like the devs, at least what I've heard, didn't really, oh, you were hiding, huh? Didn't want to adjust game stats right before the game was released. But one of the developers was like, fuck it, because, you know, they have to balance things. And I think the the pistol being OP comes a lot more into play in multiplayer as opposed to the campaign. But the pistol was, they had, you know, spent all this time balancing and stuff like that, that no one wanted to really touch the, like any of the game stats. But this pistol got a massive buff like right before release by one of the devs, and yeah, I mean, that catapulted it into Halo fame, because contrary to most games where the first weapon you get is just kind of shite and like you want to get rid of it as soon as possible, in this game that first weapon is like one of the best weapons in the game. So we're supposed to be getting on a life pod, and if I can find it, there we go. Okay.
Now would be a very good time to leave.
Punch it.
Aye, sir.
Punch it.
We're disengaged, going for minimum safe distance.
We're gonna make it, aren't we, sir? I don't want to die out here.
Look!
We are gonna die out here, friend. Oh, man. That's the game's namesake. One of them. This is installation 04. Again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
Thing, Lieutenant?
Hell if I know, but we're landing on it.
I knew it. The Autumn's accelerating. Keys is going in manual.
Okay, so I may have been a little bit off, but I do know that
Everyone, this is it. We're entering the ring's atmosphere in 5.
Keys does take a life pod. I know that much, because he doesn't go all the way down with the
Sure you
ship.
wouldn't rather take a seat?
We'll be fine.
If I still had fingers, they'd be crossed.
God. So yeah, at some point before the ship crashes, Keys and a group of people, obviously some of them soldiers, I don't know if they're exclusively soldiers or what, but he does get off of the ship, and that is important. I will mention soon.
Fast. Damn, air brake failure. They blew too early. I'm losing her. Brace for impact.
Chief? Chief, can you hear me?
I can.
Blast. Are you all right? Can you move?
I'm fine.
The impact. There's nothing we can do.
This is also a meme in the Halo community, because Cortana was like, you want to take a seat? And he was like, we'll be fine. And everyone's like, as the ship crashes and he bounces around the whole thing and kills them all. Like, because he's bouncing around. He weighs like,
If we're lucky, the Covenant will believe that everyone aboard this lifeboat died in the crash.
yeah, probably not. So this is how the game looked originally.
Alert, Covenant dropship inbound.
I remember
Looking for survivors.
being a
I
kid
recommend immediate evasion.
and looking at this and being like, what am I even looking at? Like, I didn't understand. But now with the better graphics, we can see that there is like actually a shoreline and a beach and water, and oh my god, that beautiful visual. Oh, that planet was there in the original. Oh, okay. Yeah, and these are Banshees. These are one of the primary primary aircraft of the Covenant. One of the primary aircraft. And you see how much like beef this pistol has. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to stop this episode in the middle. Oof, that is not a very long grenade throw. Another interesting fact about this game, I'm probably gonna die here, is that which makes it very difficult to play on Legendary. Okay, that was weird. Is that you have almost no notification that you're about to die. Your screen doesn't flash red or like warn you or anything. You just kind of keel over if you're not paying attention to that health bar, because like you can see, I only have 1. Now I'm fine. But yeah, so this. All right, take a step back for a second while we're moving to the next area. You can see like, man. And obviously they were limited by the graphics of the original Xbox and in 2001, so there's no fault of their own. But this just gives such a different vibe to me. Like this all has very cold colors and seems very like almost depressing in a way. I don't mean that to say like they created a depressing environment, but with all the colors being so not vibrant, it feels like almost, it feels heavy, you know what I mean? But of course, when they did up everything, it looks really nice, and I'm in love with the visuals of this game. Even more in love with the visuals of of Halo 2 Anniversary, because those look really spanking good. They have not released a Halo 3 Anniversary Edition yet, obviously because they work on Halo Infinite. That's the name of the game, Halo Infinite. Maybe they will do that at some point in the future. I think that would be pretty interesting. There may or may not be a skull over there behind, or some kind of secret behind that waterfall, but just for the sake of time, I'm going to bypass that and continue my way up here. Now, there are normally... Yeah, there they are. Okay, it's like there are normally some enemies up here. So, what I was talking about a little bit as the ship was crashing was that Keyes... Ooh, a plasma grenade. Keyes takes an escape pod. He does not go down all the way with the ship. An interesting little element of the book talks about how, I don't think it hasn't been showcased here. I don't think it gets showcased till the 3rd level, but no, it gets showcased in this level actually. I think in one of the levels, either this one or the next one. The Sangheili ability to go invisible, or their active cloaking system, is shown off, and it's talked about how when Captain Keyes and these soldiers are in a drop pod coming down, Captain Keyes, he's very casual and he's like, hey, soldier, can I see your sidearm? So he hands him, this pistol, and he's like, it's a nice pistol. And because Captain Keyes noticed there's like a little shimmer in the corner of the pod, and so Captain Keyes like, oh yeah, that's cool. I think that did happen in the original game, actually. Good for them for adding an animation. But yeah, so basically there was an elite that was
I'm reading a lifeboat beacon over the next hill. Hiding
and plotting for the captain in his lifeboat. I forgot to mention, actually, in that room when we were talking to Captain Keyes, there was a Sangheili in there. I don't think he was there in the game, but I'm pretty sure it was a he. That elite was in there in the room hiding, using his active camo. Because the book follows a multitude of characters, including, I don't remember if it follows the story of an elite. For, I want to say Sangheili.
I thought we were the only ones who made it off the Pillar of Autumn.
No, that was not the case.
Mess, sir.
Oh, it's Johnson.
All over this valley. Called for evac, but until you showed up, I thought we were cooked.
Don't worry, son.
Now,
We'll stay here until evac arrives.
See, and this is kind of what I'm talking about, that it feels much more like an arena shooter, because as you can see, we've got a central structure here, and like I said, to me, it just feels a lot like, you know, it took a lot of inspiration from arena shooters, which is fine. I don't have a problem with it, but it's just interesting. Oh, I thought it was a Wraith. That is one version of the Covenant dropship. I don't think there are Phantoms in this game. There may be. I can't really remember. I think that is the only dropship we get to see in this game. I don't remember its exact designation, but there's another class of dropship that's pretty much taken primary. It's like the primary form of troop mobility for the Covenant over the next, like, all of the games. I think they actually bring back that type of dropship in one of either Halo 4 or Halo 5, which was cool, which is really cool to see, because in Halo 2 and 3 and like all the other ones, I'm pretty sure we didn't get to see these very much. And just for reference, that alien that we just saw, that member of the Covenant that was carrying a shield, those are called Jackals. I can't remember their like actual species name right now, but maybe I'll think of it in a minute or so. And another interesting thing is the fact, what am I hearing? Okay. Is the fact that this Johnson character, who we, like I say, we later find out to be Johnson, right now he's not an important character. In fact, he may just be like, I don't know if he's just a recurring character model, or if he was actually like meant to be a major character in this game, but like I could go over there and kill him dead right now. So just, it's interesting because I'd have to like read more on it, but I don't know if they planned like a Halo 2. And it's funny because in the lore, like there was no lore when this game was made, right? It was just made on its own. So actually on the disc itself that Halo 1 came on, the back of the, like, you know, you flip those cases over and it gives you like some information. The back of that disc actually had an error on it, at least in terms of lore, because it referred to Master Chief as a cyborg. No, sir, drop that. God, they take forever to go off in this game. They referred to Master Chief as a cyborg, as like a cybernetic organism, like cyborg soldier, which he's not at all. He does have a cybernetic implant, which a lot of the higher ranking members of the UNSC have, like the captains. I'm pretty sure in that cutscene, if you want to rewind it, you can, where we were talking to Captain Keyes, you can see on the back of his neck when we first see him, or maybe it was the very first cutscene, but you can see on the back of his neck a cut. I think that's where the game was implying that his cybernetic implant was, that helps him, you know, I mean, it's a cybernetic implant, it just helps with putting a computer in your head, so that's nice. Although later in the games, the cybernetic implant is like centered on the back of their head, and in Halo 2 Anniversary, we will be able to see, plain as day, a cybernetic implant for one of the admirals. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Ah, the legend. Pelican 419, Foehammer.
This is Fire Team Charlie. We read you 5x5. That you, Foehammer?
Roger, Fire Team Charlie. Good to hear from you.
Ah, hello.
Not too busy, Foehammer. We can use the
Oof.
We have some virus to transport to the command shuttle.
I'm on my way.
Oh, she's gonna land
Look,
somewhere over
more
here.
lifeboats. They're coming in fast. If those
Indeed.
lifeboats make it down, the Covenant are going
Where are they
right
again?
on top.
Ah,
Foehammer, we need you to disengage your Warthog. The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers.
yep.
Roger, Cortana.
Oh god,
Okay,
it just looks so
Charlie Team,
different.
Warthog deployed. Saddle up and give 'em hell.
Hammer,
Stand by
hello.
to evac survivors and transport them to safety.
She doesn't have a specific character model, I don't think. Like, she doesn't... Oh, wow. In this game, you can't even... Is there even anyone in there? I don't think there is. We could probably ride this thing for a little bit, but I'm sure it would just kill us. Alright. Yeah, so... That's Echo 419, Foehammer. She will be with us for the majority of the game, and that's all I want to say about that. Interesting elements of this, the Warthog, and vehicles in this game, as far as I know. Like, maybe... I don't want to talk out my ass, but I know in this game, the Warthog is indestructible. You cannot blow this thing up. So that led to a lot of people, like... I think it was called grenade jumping. I think where you would like throw a bunch of grenades under that and you could blow this thing and jump at the same time. Oh, that's one method of grenade jumping. All I know is you could do a lot of shit with this Warthog because it would never be destroyed. Another thing, another interesting design element that they took away actually was the first person nature of the of that side seat. When you get in the turret,
Get to the other lifeboats in time.
yeah, I know. There is actually an achievement to beat this whole level without getting in a Warthog. Where the hell did that soldier go? My boy, I need you. I wanted you to come back. Where are you? Oh, now I feel bad. I don't want to leave him behind. He's going to be stranded here. He's going to die. Damn, I don't see him. But yeah, they probably took away the alright, I feel bad. Alright, so wow, look at that. An instant checkpoint reload. Oh, and we have gunner and passenger health. That's interesting. So I assume they took away that first person control. Yeah, boy, they love it when you hit jumps. I assume they took away that passenger first person view, probably because it made people like dizzy. But I loved it, man. I was all about it. Here's another Halo meme.
This cave is not a natural formation. Someone built it,
Hi.
so it must lead
Oh,
somewhere.
is it not a natural formation, Cortana? That wasn't immediately obvious from all the fucking metal. But yeah, so I wanted to stop there. Actually, you know what? We are gonna stop there because I spent kind of a lot of time blabbing, and I also spent a lot of time like trying to get the game to work. So we are gonna go ahead and call it quits right here. Now when we reload the checkpoint, let's just do it. So alright, so this is where we will start off when we come back. I apologize for multiple things. One of them definitely being that my controller is so damn loud, and two, that my thoughts are so like jumbled because I haven't played this game in such a long time, and it was a huge part of my childhood. Like, you know how some people play, or like they're all about Pokemon, or they're all about just a certain fandom. This is my Pokemon. I love this. There's like some people are all about Star Wars or all about Star Trek. This is my Star Wars, Star Trek, Pokemon. I love this fucking game, and I love the franchise. So I apologize that my thoughts are so like disjointed. I will try to work on that and prepare a little bit better for the second episode. I'm just having a good time, man. Like, well, we can talk more about it later, but I really enjoy playing this game, and I'm really excited to be able to like step through the timeline of Halo, because one of the things we're not going to experience, obviously going from game to game, is the multiple years of waiting that you had to experience between games, or between anything. Like if you're into a game, or you're into a book series, or into a movie series, we're not going to get to experience that here, obviously, and that's fine. That's good, actually. Let's keep it all concise. But just, I remember being enamored by this game and the universe. Like when I played the first Halo game, like I said, I was playing it with my sister. I didn't really understand what was going on. But as I got older and I played some of the other Halo games, and I actually started to read more about the lore and all the story behind it. And because we just started in the middle of this war, there is so much information leading up to this right here, and there's so much information that we're going to cover between this game and the end of Halo 5, and there's so much information that's not even discussed in the game. And there's all this stuff like, you know, the different stories of different people and the people that live and die in this war and in this universe, and the political climate. Like, there are some things that are like, they're super shady and like, you know, have these political undertones, not like for the real world, but like in the game, the in-game, in-universe politics, how they affect some things that really you wouldn't even know about if you didn't do some research on your own and you didn't dig into the wiki and dig into the books, you know, like I and a lot of other Halo fans did. So I really appreciate that about these games. I know Halo's not the only or the first series to have a fuck ton of lore behind it, but for me, it just hits all the right spots. Like, I love space. I love the concept of like space soldiers. So my friends have like suggested Warhammer 40K. I'm not really into that because I think it's a little far-fetched, but to each their own. But yeah, so basically, long story short, I love this game and I love this franchise. So I hope that over the next however many episodes it takes to get through these games, you will either have gained fond memories from your childhood / our childhood, or at least whenever you played this game. It doesn't have to be your childhood. I mean, if you were like 30 or 40 years old when the first games came out, you know, think back to that time in your life. I hope you have a good trip down nostalgia lane with me. I hope that if you aren't a fan of Halo, maybe you're just getting into it because you thought the Halo Infinite trailer looked really cool. Great. I would love to travel through this comparatively small, even Halo 1 through 5, comparatively small bit of the Halo lore with you. And if you're not interested in Halo at all, if you just want to hang out here and kind of see what's up with Halo, you know, if you have no intention, you didn't play the games before and you don't really have an intention of getting into Halo, but you just want to hang out and go down a nostalgia trip with me, that's great. So thank you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know. We have a lot more to go through. So if you want to stay in the know and you want to keep up with when these episodes are released, as well as when I release other series, because on top of this series, because we most certainly won't be done like uploading twice, just a little bit of news. So I know for a few months from the beginning of the year, I was uploading once a week on Fridays. I like that schedule. I think that's cool. However, when I was recording Doom and Control just recently, that Tuesday-Friday schedule worked pretty well for me. It gave me a few days in between each upload to record and edit, and I like that. These videos will probably not be edited too much because I want to, you know, go through the story at a human pace, not like, of course, if I spend a long time doing something, yeah, I'll cut that out. But I would like to go through it at a normal pace and experience the game and then bring that experience to you. So if you would like to stay up to date with this series, and as other games come out, I will start a series with those. I know at the end of July, the Destroy All Humans remake is going to drop. I definitely want to play that, and I seriously doubt, unless I do some really long mission or like really long episodes spanning multiple missions at a time, then we probably won't be done with the Master Chief Collection by then. So when the Destroy All Humans remake comes out, I'd love to play that, start a series with that, and then I think in September is when the Cyberpunk release is going to drop, Cyberpunk 2077. Another game I want to play. And of course, a little bit later in the fall or in the winter, Halo Infinite is going to drop. But we can talk about that a little bit more when it gets a little bit closer. So, bringing it all back, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me if I need to, like, get my damn thoughts together. If this is a lot of information coming at you all at once, I apologize. I will try to iron out my thoughts a little bit for next time. So please let me know what you liked, what you didn't like in the comments, and of course subscribe and ring the bell if you would like to be notified when the next episode in this series drops. Also, if you would like to stay up to date with me and Bold Brew Gaming a little more personally, then please go and follow me on all of the social media. That is Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, something else I wanted to mention as well. I do have a Twitch. I'm not big into streaming. However, there are a few games that I think would be fun to stream. This would be okay to stream. I just figured there might be, like, between me getting used to things and all, that might not make a super interesting stream. But there are other games I would like to stream, like maybe something like Surviving Mars. So I will keep you all informed, because that will probably be like a special occasion. I don't really, at least for right now, don't see myself getting a streaming schedule, because I just don't think it's my thing. But if you would like to see streams, by all means let me know. But yes, I do have a Twitch. It is also under Bold Brew Gaming, so be sure to go and follow that if you want to be notified whenever whatever I decide to stream something. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my rambling. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all next time. Thank you all. Bye-bye.